How can you release a game like that, a fantastic game like that, with such a terrible HDR implementation? I mean, I get it. It's Unreal Engine 5 and maybe we should just be thankful that we get HDR in this game at all. But is it just me? And maybe Unreal Engine 5 is not just suffering from performance issues. Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm pretty sure you can hear it. I'm a little bit sick. My nose is practically completely blocked, but let's do this anyway. Let's talk about HDR in this game. And for this video, I have just tested the PC version, so no Xbox and no PlayStation 5 version was harmed for this video. But now let me explain why I don't like the HDR implementation in this game. And I found two issues why I don't like the HDR implementation in this game. So first of all, the HDR maximum peak brightness is always limited to maximum 1000 nits. As you can see here right now, that's the maximum what you get out in this game. Regardless what TV you're actually using, 1000 nits is the absolute maximum. And yes, I get it. We have the PC version here, so there are mods, there's reshade, there's stuff like that where we can adjust this, of course. But I'm talking about the out-of-the-box experience, because all what you get is actually a toggle switch for HDR on and off. Nothing else. The HDR system level calibration on Windows 11 is also not supported here. So again, the out-of-the-box experience right now in regards to specular highlights, maximum peak brightness and specular highlights, is pretty much bad, because 1000 nits is not enough anymore for proper TVs. And the second issue what I found with this game is the HDR black level floor, because it is, regardless what you're doing, you have always slightly raised blacks. And yes, we're talking about the brightness setting in a minute or in a second, because we can actually mitigate this slightly, but most of the time we're talking about raised blacks. And this in combination with the very limited dynamic range in regards to the maximum peak brightness and specular highlights, that means we have actually a bad contrast. So this at this very moment looks actually very washed out on my screen. And the only way to actually change it or make it better is the brightness setting. And what I found is, after some testing, that if you change the brightness setting to -2, that's the best way to play this game, in my opinion. Just give it a try, change the brightness setting to -2, but keep in mind, regardless of that, you will always have very minor HDR black level raise. And the worst thing is, it really changes from mission to mission. So this is a big problem, because we like to have a perfect HDR black level floor in order to have perfect contrast. So there's one more thing we need to talk about, because it is important. The filter for new style gameplay, okay? This is important. Right now, no filter set. And again, my brightness is set to -2, which I would recommend. So, and right now, look at this. We have a not too bad HDR black level floor. It's still not perfect, and maximum peak brightness set to 1000 nits. There's nothing we can do about it. So let me just go through all the filters, and we're starting with action movie. What we can see here right now, a little bit slightly better HDR black level floor, still 1000 nits peak brightness. The game is slightly greenish now, okay? So this filter is, you can give it a try. It's not bad in my opinion, okay? So then we have bleach bypass, whatever that means. The same, we have a little bit of a better HDR black level floor compared to no filter. And the game looks now a little bit bleached. Okay, so next one is a terrible one. If I remember correctly, Retro Brown is changing the HDR black level floor like crazy. The game looks washed out. The game is brownish. It doesn't look good in my opinion at all. So let's just try the next one, Monochrome, which is, I don't know. If you like to play like that, go ahead. You have a great better HDR black level floor, 1000 nits maximum peak brightness, but no colors, okay? I don't know if you like this. And then we have whatever. This one here, look at the HDR black level floor, even worse compared to Retro Brown. And yeah, maximum peak brightness 1000 nits, but this looks absolutely awful. I don't know who wants to play with this filter. And then we have Legacy, which is not bad, comparable to, or it's very similar to the action movie, just a different color tone. And we have a pretty good HDR black level floor, also 1000 nits maximum peak brightness. And then that's it actually, because then we have just none, okay? Which slightly worse HDR black level floor, but then a very natural color tone in my opinion. Again, just 1000 nits maximum peak brightness. So this is important because just keep in mind the filters are changing the HDR presentation as well. Okay, my friends, so that's it for this video, and I'm not quite sure what I should say, because how can a game like that have such a terrible or lazy HDR implementation actually? I don't get it. Maybe it's really Unreal Engine 5. I'm not quite sure about that, because, I mean, lately, or most of the games with Unreal Engine 5 so far, they had a terrible HDR implementation, or no HDR at all sometimes, okay? So maybe it's really a engine issue, or it's something else. I'm not quite sure. I mean, the game is great. Don't get me wrong. The game is really good. I like the graphics. I really like the graphics, actually. But what about HDR? HDR, in my opinion, in 2025 is a must-have. It's just a standard nowadays, in my opinion. So we should have a proper HDR implementation. But again, a game with Unreal Engine and, yeah, performance issues and HDR issues. I don't know what to say, but put in the comment section what you think. Is it an Unreal Engine 5 issue, or is it something else? Thank you very much for watching me. I see you guys next time. Bye.